roofing trusses, floor trusses, wall panels, and affordable homes. My relationship with Bank of Star Valley is very personable. I can call down to Thane, we're on a first name basis. I think Bank of Star Valley also uses character as well as credit score when it comes to making decisions. My dad once told me, going into business, you need a personal relationship with your banker, and I get just that.
Live coverage of Star Valley Sports on the SVI Sports Network is made possible by TerraPower, a nuclear innovation company. The Right Company, your local siding and gutter experts. Call Ready Mix, located north of Afton. Miles Beverage, proud to sponsor Star Valley Sports. Hillam Orthodontics, generations serving generations since 1966. And by Star Valley Glass and Lock, automotive, residential, and commercial glass.
At Fall River Propane, we're not just your propane provider. We're the ones who make sure life keeps moving. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference.
I'm Viola Jones. I'm the owner and baker of Sourdough Nest. One thing that helped us immensely was SVI Media. We were new to town and they didn't really know about us. If you're a new business or even an older business and you want people to know about you, you'll definitely get your money's worth to go to SVI. I appreciate SVI especially for their marketing and to help us out.
To learn more, visit svinews.com/advertising.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
The remodel of the hot tub at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton has been completed and is open for guests. Kodiak has also begun construction for a swimming pool and additional hot tub, which will open for guests only soon. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com. Star Valley Sports on SVI are presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisors Kyle Terry, creating tailored solutions to address your financial needs. And by Rusty's Tree Service, the tree removal experts. Call 248-2442.
Ever wish you could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi? Well, with Home Zone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, Home Zone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. Home Zone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
Drive your career forward by joining the LCSD2 Transportation Department. We're now hiring for part-time bus aides starting at $16.75 per hour. Full-time route drivers earn $22 per hour, working only during the school year. Substitute driver and substitute aide positions are also available. Explore these rewarding opportunities and become a vital part of our education system. For more information, visit lcsd2.org and click Job Openings. That's lcsd2.org and click Job Openings.
Discover the convenience and reliability of Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic for all your waste management needs. We offer comprehensive services, including residential and commercial trash removal, septic pump outs, and a variety of porta-potty options with optional cleaning schedules. Trust us for efficient and professional solutions. Visit StarValleyDisposal.com to schedule your service. That's StarValleyDisposal.com.
Whether you're courtside or mat side this season, it's also tax season. This is your Miles CPA tax tip. Filing an extension on your taxes only gives you more time to file your tax return. It doesn't give you more time to pay. If you owe taxes and wait to pay until you file or until the extension deadline, the IRS can and will charge you interest and possibly penalties, starting from the original tax date of April 15th. So even with an extension, it's smart to estimate and pay what you owe on April 15th to avoid extra costs.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Hi, I'm Elise, and I've been dancing since I was 3, and I love it. I used to get nervous going places by myself, but I don't get worried anymore. Dance has helped me be brave and confident, and I am even on Desi's dance performing team now. I love being with my friends, and I love my teachers.
To learn more about how you or your child could not only develop their dance skills, but also develop as a person, visit desisdance.com. Youth and adult classes are available. That's desisdance.com.
Live on Swift 98, SVI Media, and the SVI Sports Network. This is Star Valley High School Sports and the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to tip-off.
And welcome in, Jake Hibbard filling in for you today here on SVI Sports Network as Star Valley takes on Rock Springs. On the boys' side, it's the first meeting of these two teams of the season. On the girls, they had already met earlier in the year, but first of its kind for this year, and I almost said croissant. I think I said a cross quadrant. It's not a croissant, it's a cross quadrant game, and that means that this game will count as a tiebreaker to get into regionals, but it will not affect your regional seeding unless there's a tiebreaker needed. Now, both of these teams will be potentially matched up against each other in regionals, maybe once, you could see them twice even, but these quadrants, as they still sit, will have two number one seeds. So this matchup outside of tiebreaker will not count in the quadrant standings. And so far, that's all right for Star Valley because they've had some big wins in all of those games, running away in in their quadrant matches against Jackson most recently, Riverton by 20 plus points by that one, 25 I think the score was, and then a 40-point victory to start things off against Evanston. So things looking all right as Star Valley's boys sitting at 3-0 on the quadrants season, and that's exactly where the girls are at too. So both teams sitting in the number one spot and looking to keep it that way. Won't matter tonight, but one thing does matter is how does Star Valley and these boys match up against the strong Rock Springs Tigers team led by Lennon Spence. Came into last week 10-3 overall, picked up a conference victory as well, so they go on to 11-3 coming into this matchup. And when I'm wondering how they handle, I want to know a couple of things. How do they handle Boston James outside and inside? Do you attack him and force the drive? And when he drives, do you have the help? Do you want him to shoot? Do you try to live and die by the three? He's what we call a big wing, I guess you could say. He's listed as a point guard at times because he runs the offense quite a bit. He's listed as a shooting guard as well because he plays off the ball. But one thing you do know is wherever the ball's headed, Boston is probably the reason it's headed that way or where it's headed to. He averages 18.6 points per game. That leads the team averaging 57.5 per game. But what's so impressive maybe about this Rock Springs team so far is their defense, averaging just 44 points per game given up on defense. You compare that with Star Valley sitting at just under 60 points per game scored and 53 per game given up. That will be an interesting thing to watch tonight because Star Valley has found a couple of teams that like to throw on the defense, maybe against Kelly Walsh, maybe Natrona County. I guess the Northwest teams are your defensive challenges early on in the year. This is a third one. How do you handle maybe a lower scoring game? There's still no shot clock, maybe tempo. I don't think this Rock Springs team will necessarily be slower on the tempo side, but it will be interesting. And also, Cooper Lancaster, we saw him earlier with the boys as the football team was recognized for their championship and banner raised, and he was not dressed. And we see right now Eric Quinney asking what you may be asking. What's going on? And Cooper whispering into Coach Quinney's ear. He said, well, I twisted my ankle. And Eric says, is it that bad? And Cooper answers him. I can't read that one, and now I'm done lip reading, but that's what is going on. So a twisted ankle is the closest we can tell to what happened. Hopefully not that bad, but sitting out tonight, and certainly this is a game that if you don't feel 100%, go ahead and sit out. In 1 month when you meet for regionals, that's when it's going to count. So looks like no Cooper Lancaster tonight. That will adjust our starting lineups just a little bit as we continue our countdown to tip-off, brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming, your home for totally free checking, where free really does mean free. Visit gofirstbank.com. And when we continue, we'll take a look at the matchups around the state as well as keys to the game. Here is part of the tip-off, countdown to tip-off, brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming. I'm Jake Hibbard with you today for this contest, and you're listening to live basketball streaming live at Swift 98 and online at SVI Sports Network.
Battleson Brothers has new inventory on the way, so they need to clear out current stock to make room. Everything must go. In-stock LVP has been discounted to $1.99 to $2.99 per square foot. In-stock carpet is marked down to between $1.39 to $2.49 per square foot. Carpet and LVP remnants are also on sale for just 99 cents per square foot, located a block south of the Arch in Afton.
Price, quality, service, Battleson Brothers Flooring.
At Western, students don't just earn degrees. They experience growth, friendships, and opportunities. Western Wyoming Community College. Enter here with passion and leave with purpose.
Discover the thrill of adventure with Salt River Motors, your go-to destination for Polaris side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and sleds. Gear up with premium off-road gear and accessories. And when you are on the road, Salt River Motors keeps you moving with a full automotive service department for tires, shocks, brakes, and comprehensive repair and general maintenance. Visit Salt River Motors on Highway 89 south of Etna or online at saltrivermotors.com.
Feeling overwhelmed by managing your finances? Simplify your life with First Bank of Wyoming. We offer a full range of banking services, all under one roof. From checking and savings accounts to loans, mortgages, and rewards credit cards, we've got you covered. Plus, our convenient online banking and top-notch mobile app put you in control of your finances anytime, anywhere. First Bank of Wyoming, the only stop you need for all your banking needs.
It's almost game time. This is the First Bank of Wyoming countdown to tip-off on the SVI Sports Network.
Back here at Star Valley High School, where we are about 95 seconds away from the starting lineups announced as the countdown to tip-off continues, brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming. Let's take a quick look at our roundup, brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, creating solutions that work and relationships that last. And I'm going to take a quick look at what's happening with Star Valley coming up tomorrow, as indoor track will be at the Olympic Ice Oval at Kearns. Will be on Friday and Saturday. Speech and debate, varsity meet at Jackson Hole High School tomorrow. And wrestling is off to the varsity duels for the boys, and that's in Cheyenne. The JV team will be at Mountain View for a dual meet as well. And on to Saturday, like I said, indoor track continues, as does speech and debate, and the wrestling Cheyenne duels, or conference duels out in Cheyenne. Basketball will be at Green River. We'll have the girls varsity matchup at 4 o'clock, and then the boys at 5:30. And that's a look at what's coming up for Star Valley athletics. Now, games across the state tonight, not a ton, but one other happening in our conference tonight across the quadrant, or across cross quadrant. Jackson is at Green River, of course. That game's scheduled to start at 6:30, so we'll see if we've got any updates on that. Number 3, Natrona is at Riverton as well. That game's scheduled to start just momentarily as well. Now, like I said, cross-quad non-conference for all 3 of these 4A matchups today. And I'll go ahead and send it down for the national anthem brought to you by Hastings Ace Hardware.
For tonight's game between the Rock Springs Tigers and your Star Valley Braves. As most of this contest, we're pleased to welcome the Rock Springs Tigers from Rock Springs High School. At Star Valley High School, boys basketball is played with intensity, pride, and respect. We ask our players, coaches, and fans to compete hard, cheer loud, and represent our school with class, show respect for our opponents and officials, and let sportsmanship lead the way from tip-off to final buzzer. The officials for tonight's game are Thomas Wells, Eric Quinney, and Jared Farmer. These officials are registered with the Wyoming High School Activities Association, and like the coaches, are here to help student athletes learn and compete fairly. They work hard to master the rules and apply them consistently. We ask that you please respect their honest efforts in administering tonight's contest. To honor America, please rise and move your mats and join the Star Valley Braves pep band for the playing of our national anthem.
Let's meet today's players with the help of Mountain Star Products. Mountain Star Products, excavation, road building, gravel, sand, and more.
So take a look at your Star Valley roster, and we will find out very soon exactly how that lineup will be organized. But first for Rock Springs, Teague Powell is a senior center as well, coming in for Star Valley, or coming in against Star Valley, as well as Antonio Cortez wearing number 1, a senior averaging 6.7 points per game. Savon Thomas is a senior as well. 7 points per game and 2.5 assists, second on the team. Boston James is a junior wearing number 10, 6'2", 190-pound wing, 18 points per game, 28% three-point shooter, 58% from inside the arc. And then Hezekiah Purvis is your fifth starter, 5.2 points per game and 6.6 rebounds. Now, before we get our Star Valley starters, we'll direct our attention to the video above. And for the Star Valley starting five, we mentioned that Cooper Lancaster is not in uniform tonight, so that takes away for Star Valley 20 points, 3 assists, 5.6 rebounds, and 35% from 3. That's a Records Watch brought to you by Star Valley Disposal. You know what that means as far as the Record Watch goes. We are off Record Watch for at least tonight, as Cooper Lancaster will remain 22 points away from 1,000 in his career. Records Watch brought to you by Star Valley Disposal. We will continue to watch for that. Now we take a look at our starters for Star Valley. Dylan Shumway is joined out there by Will Linford and Lincoln Lydier and Zach Thompson as well. Zach Thompson, a senior point guard at 5'9", generous 5'9", we say, and our fifth starter. Now I look away at the wrong moment, don't I, folks? Just a second here. Our fifth starter is number 4, junior Roman Erickson. So Roman Erickson will get the start. What does that do for Star Valley? I suppose we will see, but it makes them a little bigger of a team, maybe puts more ball handling on to Zach Thompson, and we are underway in the opening quarter. Opening tip-off won by Rock Springs, and Savon Thomas takes it across, working with Hezekiah Purvis, and wow, what a block going up high. With the block was Linford, across at Shumway, working from left to right. Dylan Shumway, the sharp-shooting senior off guard, maybe seeing a little more on-ball action today. Here's Erickson working at the top. Shumway drives, starts to drive, steps back. Working against a 2-3 zone here, as we wondered how much zone, how much man would we see. Looked like they were in a zone to start things off here, as we have a quick jump ball tied up. Cut down. Shallow cut there with Zach Thompson. Yeah, sure looks like they were coming in with the 2-3 zone as the inbound comes in now in man defense. Shumway steps back, short corner, misses short, and Purvis with the opening rebound. No score on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard to start us off. Rock Springs in their checkered white side piping black road jerseys and white numerals. Checkered crimson piping on the right of the home whites for Star Valley. And a scoop and score on the steal for Dylan Shumway. He takes it the rest of the way, finishes right hand on the left side with the layup, and it's 2-0 Star Valley leading on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Purvis looks inside to James. Quick no look over to the right side, and 2 shots coming your way for Teague Powell. See the steal here by Shumway, and takes it across. Finishes with the right hand there. You know, Steve Nash was famous for doing that back in the day. I think he was one of your first players that did that and didn't get yelled at, maybe because of stature. And now we see that actually like that play by Shumway. Going offhand there, sends the defender a little bit off. The first free throw is no good by Powell. The second one goes in. 6:38 left in the opening quarter, as Shumway will walk it across the timeline. Now, pats his head, so look for a deep cut and then a delivery. And now we'll see Shumway go for a deep cut and pop out for a pass, potential 3 if it's there. Instead, it's not. So he turns around with the hook shot. That's Linford trying. And patted the head. They look for a couple of deep cuts. And if that 3 ball on that deep cut by Shumway is there. He takes it. If not, they'll look into the post on the entry pass. Purvis turns around, goes away from baseline and faces basket over Linford. First field goal of the day for Rock Springs, and they take a 3-2 lead on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Fall River Propane bringing you your replays throughout the game. And not sure we'll be able to have a Miles CPA sideline report. And dang it if we don't, because I missed Amelia Kazir. She always does a great job out there. Left corner 3 by Thompson. Good look, open look. That's the shot you want to take, but it does not fall. Back to Rock Springs, moving right to left. Antonio Cortez crosses over from the key down to the baseline. Now finds a cutting pass mate. That was Teague Powell in the painted area, and Rock Springs working 5-2. An open paint touch as Shumway splits inside, goes up and is fouled. The foul is called on the ground, it appears. See the drive in and the dish as the defense of Lincoln Lydiard got sucked away a little bit trying to cover Cortez there, and that allowed the opening for the bucket. 5-2 very early on. A nice find for Roman Erickson. He turns around, misses. One and done. A little concerning so far for Rock Springs. I was going to run through our keys to the game earlier, but do it here in just a moment. Never too late. Still early on as Savon Thomas is tied up. He'll look down low in a coverage made by Dylan Shumway to keep the wide open Teague Powell from getting a layup. Keys to the game brought to you by Star Valley Health. Well, my first key is extra possessions on the offensive glass. My second key, go get hit. I want more free throws out of this Star Valley team. They're third to the bottom in the West second to the bottom in the West as Boston James rises above and gets a field goal to make it 7-2. And finally, my third key, protect against that guy. Sell out to stop Boston James, make someone else beat you. As we see him rise up above, we go to a break 7-2. Star Valley trails Rock Springs on our presentation of SVI Sports Network, Star Valley Basketball Live.
In the heart of the Rockies, land is more than property. It's a legacy. Whether you're buying a family ranch, a mountain retreat, or selling farmland, it takes local knowledge and trusted hands. Austin Callison and Andy Neal, licensed in Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, bring unmatched experience with Hayden Outdoors, the West's premier land brokerage. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
Coming out of the timeout at Star Valley Basketball. Out of the timeout at Star Valley Basketball, first quarter action, trailing 7-2. And a quick look down low and a make for Roman Erickson, getting the spot start today, much like myself in the spot start for Duke and Dow. Can't replace them, won't try. Just here to bring you the action today. Conference cross quadrant action of Rock Springs and Star Valley. Yes, I have to slow down to say that, so I don't say croissant. Savon Thomas gets a reach-in foul. Oh, excuse me. He gets a push-off there as we get a look on the Fall River Propane replay of the nice crossover by Roman Erickson going up and under with the kiss off the glass as well. Nice job by Erickson to get a second field goal. Star Valley trails by 3 on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Running some 4-1 high action. That's Lydiard out on the right corner. Skip pass, short corner shot by Erickson. His first missed. The next 2 have gone in. A nice job by Roman Erickson. He's got 4 points early on, and it's a 1-point lead for Rock Springs over Star Valley. Cortez dribbles in, loses the handle, put the ball right in front of Dylan Shumway, who took it away. Now it's Erickson. He nearly goes out. Back to Thompson. The 3 is off. Offensive board by Linford, and then the 3 attempt goes out of bounds over the backboard by Shumway. See the tie-up here on the Fall River Propane rebound. You don't get a backboard to work with on that shot, so Roman had to hit nothing but net. The floating hoop. It's like it's netball. Look it up if you don't know. Savon Thomas with the work across. Man-to-man defense for Star Valley. And on that man, there goes that man, Boston James. It's Roman Erickson. Big defensive handle for Erickson right now, as we'll have a couple of substitutions for Star Valley on the travel call. Tate Lawson and Mason Kleeman both come in, both seniors. Tate Lawson averaging 3.4 points on the season. Mason Kleeman 1.5 points, as Zach Thompson gets a breath of fresh air on the bench. Catch the other player coming out here in context. Roman Erickson at the top, directing traffic with the basketball. It's Tate Lawson. Lawson gives to Linford. Then inside, a turnaround shot by Kleeman. Nice work inside, and maybe using a little bit of muscle is the idea for Coach Shumway today. They probably don't have a speed advantage, especially not with Lancaster out. A reach-in foul called. But you might have some strength. Look at Kleeman. One dribble, go right up against Teague Powell. Hey, I can rise over you. Fall River Propane bringing us that very good replay. Nice work on the cameras tonight all around. Boston James has the rebound, the inbound to Savon Thomas, gets the ball back, drives, baseline, tries to get rid of it, loses it, almost grabbed it back, but Tate Lawson took the ball out of the passing lanes, and then a swipe by James, and just like that, it's right back in the hands of Rock Springs. James on the rebound of the miss, bit outside to Thomas, misses the three ball. Kleeman on the board for Star Valley, now working across, don't have the numbers. Shumway pulls anyway, it's a good three ball by Dylan Shumway. On the other end, didn't take long. A response for Teague Powell. And Rock Springs gets that three back. 11 points for Star Valley. And then after that three for Rock Springs, sitting at 10. Roman Erickson on the left wing. Drives against the screen of Kleeman. Skip pass to the corner. Attacks the closeout. Shot good. Lincoln Lydiard gets on the board for the first time today. And Star Valley has Rock Springs at the ropes early on. 1 minute, 17 seconds left in the first period. Thomas has a couple of screen mates. Goes away from the screen of James. Shumway follows him, splashes it in though. A quick shot by Savon Thomas. Pulls the score back within 1 point. Erickson thinks about the three. Gives it back to Shumway, screens for him, and Shumway pulls. Misses right. Rebound for Rock Springs. The board ripped down by Phoenix Richens, a senior. Boston James tries to attack, picks the dribble up, gives it back now to the top. That's Richens. Now, unlike Phoenix Hovey for Star Valley, just one X at the name of this Phoenix for Richens and Rock Springs. Richens on the year, averaging 3.5 points per game, and this is their 15th contest. Richens guarded by Kleeman. Has Savon Thomas. He wants the shot. Finally delivers it on the wing. The shot's gone by that point. 20 seconds left in the first period. Rock Springs attacking. Draws the foul as Cortez, and he goes to the free throw line. Cortez came into last week a 62% free throw shooter, averaging 6.7 points per game. Well, I think everyone thought that foul was in the air, but I guess everyone, including me, didn't look at the initial signal by the ref. That was before the shot, so it's an inbound. Cortez handles it on the wing, gives high post to James. He tries to drive in against Kleeman, gets sent to the ground, gets rid of it. That's a small win for Kleeman and Star Valley right there. Richens loses the dribble, gets it back, a wild shot, and that's the end of the quarter. A very fine hold defensively for Star Valley to hold on to a 13-12 lead on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard at the end of one quarter. It's 13 for Star Valley, 12 for Rock Springs. We're back with more on SVI Sports.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You know, you see them at kids sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. You know, these are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
Where do legends come from? Some start as dreamers, even after they're turned down again and again. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves.
You know, this is the place that gave me an opportunity to come here and play the game that I love.
At the University of Wyoming, we're the team that believes you can do anything. This is where underdogs come to shine and where real MVPs are made.
Let's go back to the game with more live coverage of Star Valley High School sports on the SVI Sports Network.
Second quarter action. Star Valley performing well in the first quarter, 13-12, led by Dylan Shumway's 5 points. Roman Erickson getting the spot start today, had 4 as well. Duke Dance out in an undisclosed bunker, helping me keep stats today. Quote from him, "I'm no Dow. None of us are." And Dal, we appreciate you back at home. We miss your stat keeping, but thank you to Duke. Looks like, wow, we're even getting the steals and the rebounds in here. Impressed. I've never been the best stat keeper myself, so I appreciate any help I can get. Rock Springs basketball in the baseline inbound. May have been a shot there for Cortez, but he didn't want it. James will take an elbow jumper, goes to the ground, guarded by Kleeman. No call as the ball rolls out, and it's back to Star Valley. Early on, I think I have to say a big victory by Star Valley's defense of containing Boston James. And it's been interesting to see as we get a back cut. James gets the rejection from behind. Trying to cut in was Lydiard. See the beautiful back cut, and then here's James on the recovery. Outstanding timing. And, well, what do you do there? And then the foul comes in against Star Valley. But a good play, and that's what you want for the Star Valley offense. Sometimes you just tip your cap to the defense, and that's what I would do there with that James block. Savon Thomas working at the top of the key. We've got a zone look, 2-1-2 for Star Valley. Right corner, covered by Lawson. Driving in is Purvis, and never nervous Purvis scores to give Rock Springs the 14-13 lead. Again, look that one up if you don't know. Zach Thompson at the free throw line, dishes out right side. Lawson drives into 2 defenders, gives it back to Erickson. He loses the handle. Will start again. Shumway nearly had the pass pick, beats his defender, attacks that, goes in for the layup, and a foul on the head. Referee Eric Quinney says you can't hit him on the head in basketball. Get a look at the Fall River Propane replay there. Light contact, but you won't hear Dylan complaining. 2 free throws coming up for Shumway. Makes the first. 11.7 points on the season for Shumway. Senior who's got the benefit, good fortune and bad fortune, of being the coach's son. Comes with all the benefits and all the downsides. If you've ever experienced that. Gives the team, his team, the lead. Star Valley leading on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard, 15-14. Thomas hands off to James. Here we've got a man-to-man look. James attacks, takes the DHO, drives in, hands off again. Another double DHO look, and the shot put up and missed, but a foul by Star Valley puts Cortez on the line. That comes against Tate Lawson. Two free throws coming up for Cortez. 6:14 left in the second quarter. Misses off the back iron on the first free throw. Of 2 trip for Cortez. Star Valley ball. Roman running the point. Gives to the wing. Here's a screen. Shumway works away from it to the corner, then comes back at the screen of Linford. Picks up the dribble. Lawson rolls around Shumway. Thompson bakes right. Back to Shumway. Post entry pass. Linford goes towards the bucket. 2 head fakes against Teague Powell. Had the shot, missed it. Powell with the rebound. Back to Rock Springs. Boston James slowing things down here a bit. Man defense for Star Valley. That's Erickson. Got a switch here. Down low, it's Tate Lawson coming away with the steal. Now, the switch that they got on the pick wasn't necessarily ideal. You lose Erickson, and James now being guarded by Lawson, so they didn't go back at him. Free throw line shot by Erickson. He was opened up by the screen from Lawson. Air balls out of bounds. Savon Thomas checks out for Rock Springs. Looks like Elias Griffin comes in. Brandon Gomez comes in, wearing number 3, the senior. Watch him, 40% three-point shooter on the year. We get a look in the Fall River Propane here. Is that moving screen? It's that little knee out there. You can't extend. It's seen as basically a trip. That's the illegal screen and offensive foul there reason. Now into the post. It's Linford, 0-on-0. Powell, again, a good defensive straight up and down play, forces the miss. Rock Springs running with it. You got numbers. Phoenix Richens out in the left corner. Misses on the 3-ball. Rebound chased down by Gomez, though. It's on to Cortez. Then to Gomez and resetting. Star Valley staying in man. We'll get a switch as the hedge on the screen brings Tate Lawson out, and he's called for the block. New player in for Star Valley. Zach Delgado coming in. Delgado, a junior. I think all hands on deck defensively today for Star Valley. We'll see how he does in the defensive assignment that's given to him right now. Delgado sitting on a new entrance for Rock Springs as well. Luke Tate coming in, number 23, and that's who Delgado's on. Rock Springs basketball. Star Valley leading by 1 point halfway through the second quarter. 4:08 left. 15-14. Star Valley leads by 1. No shot clock, so it seems like a minute we've been in this possession for Rock Springs. Still going. Gomez in the painted area, left block, delivers back out behind the perimeter. And a screen coming out for Cortez. Delgado jumps the screen. Pass out to Richens at the top of the key. And ball hit the cable, so it's out of bounds. So far on the pick and roll, we've seen that Star Valley defensively is choosing to jump and hedge the screens to try to cut off the ball handler from getting any space, and they're actually trying to get a trap as well, and that could be dangerous. If Rock Springs adjusts and gets that to the roll man quicker, there could be a wide open layup. An airballed 3 by Shumway, picked up by Linford, and the putback is good. Linford on the board with his first 2. 1 of 3 is Linford in the game now, 17-14. Star Valley leads it. Gomez working. Long 2, hit it high off the window. Erickson loses his dribble, picks it up, gives it up ahead to Shumway. He's blocked from behind. A whistle's blown, but it's just out of bounds. So, well, let's see here. Getting a replay here of that air ball, and Linford does something that's not so easy. That's catching an air ball because you're not usually anticipating the air ball. And here we get the look at Shumway getting that foul drawn. I said you get the benefit and the downside of being the coach. Here's one benefit is Dylan Shumway did that a couple of weeks ago. I talked to his dad about that, and I did that. Got a steal, got up ahead, and went for a layup, and he was blocked. And I talked to his dad about that play. This is all off air. Didn't run on Sports Night. A free throw, no good. So a 1-2 trip. But his dad, Coach Shumway, said, in that situation, I want you to stop They get a head fake. Here's James down low, and a nice find. He draws the defense off of Powell. You have to respect James in the middle. But to finish that thought there, Shumway, he did stop this time, got the head fake, let the defense come up, and then created the contact. So even though he didn't make the shot, he got to the free throw line, as opposed to just being a blocker just out of bounds. Star Valley leading by 2. Thompson attacks the perimeter, going into the painted area. High post bounce pass out to Erickson. He turns around, faces the basket, misses short. Rebound by James. He'll work up the right sideline, going at 3/4 speed. Out right side, the 3 ball was wide open, uncovered, but it misses off the handle. Shumway with the rebound. 2-point lead for Star Valley. Nice cut. Delgado was left unguarded, slipped through the defense, and Rock Springs has been a little porous in the transition defense, and Star Valley gets a transition bucket. Nice assist there as well. James works to the right, delivers into the post out left side. The 3 ball put up from beyond the arc by Griffin misses. Loose ball foul. Getting a look at this replay here. Roman Erickson finds Delgado. Where is the guy supposed to be guarding him? Well, you don't get, if you're number 4 there looking upset, that's who I'm talking about. If you're Elias Griffin for Rock Springs, you don't go after the guy on the 3-point line when there's a guy cutting down low. 2 guys, 1 defender. Got to go low there. And I'm sure he'll hear from that from Coach Spence. But an easy bucket for Star Valley. And look at this putback by Kleeman. A 3 ball missed, and Kleeman cleans up the mess. 22-16. Star Valley leading by 6 points. Savon Thomas in transition, trying to race with the ball. He loses the handle. Out of bounds, back to Star Valley. See Thomas here on the 3 ball. Misses long. And Kleeman has been so strong on the boards coming off of the bench that, you know what, haven't even noticed so far the strength that we thought Rock Springs would have coming into this game down low. Timeout taken. We're back. Star Valley leads by 6 on SVI.
Welcome to Aspen Physical Therapy. Let our team help you out with your healthcare needs. We work with a wide variety of patients, from car accidents to strains and sprains to injured athletes to post-surgical care. We have a number of modalities and different procedures we use to help people, including dry needling and our radial pulse wave machine. We have offices in Thane and Afton and are open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays we are out seeing our home health patients. Aspen Physical Therapy, getting you back to work, to play, to life.
Now, back to the game with more live coverage of Braves basketball on the SVI Sports Network.
Well, if you're just joining us, it's late in the second quarter, 22-16. Star Valley leads it, and they lead it without their top scorer, Cooper Lancaster, out of the lineup tonight, averaging 20 points per game. But Star Valley's been led by Dylan Shumway with 8 points. The catalyst in the offense today. Delgado has it. And Star Valley with the ball, back to Shumway as we get back underway late in the first half. Step back free throw line jumper by Shumway misses. Rock Springs on the board. It was Griffin coming up with the rebound. Ahead to James. He goes in untouched, but, well, it's going back the other way. A miss there on the turnover for Rock Springs. Star Valley basketball. Down to 44 seconds. Shumway taking the ball across to Erickson, then Delgado. Working with the cut out to Shumway. He's got some space, drives baseline, bounces to Erickson. He steps back, swings it. Delgado, floater, high off the glass, misses, and the rebound for Rock Springs. Powell racing it up the court himself. 2 steps, runs into Shumway, makes the shot. Bucket counts. No, yes, bucket counts, and the and one. You don't normally see, or I guess you didn't used to see, the 5s taking it coast to coast. You see it more at all levels, though, now. Everyone needs to be able to handle the ball, and Teague Powell did that. He goes to the free throw line. A 44% free throw shooter makes it. 3 points. The lead has been slimmed down to for Star Valley on the Bacon Star Valley scoreboard. Roman Erickson working across, guarded by Boston James. Man-to-man defense. Switch forced. Savon Thomas on Shumway. He turns around, has a man reaching in. That is a foul. Teague Powell. came in and grabbed the wrist of Shumway. It's the 5th foul on Rock Springs, so it puts us into bonus territory. 2 free throws. First free throw goes for Shumway. 9 points for Dylan. Averaging about 11 on the game, second on the team. Lincoln Lydiard also in the neighborhood of 11 points per game. Third leading scorer. And a 2-of-2 trip extends the lead back up to 4 points. 3 seconds left. Rock Springs ball, and the shot by Thomas. No good at the buzzer on the putback attempt. And it's halftime. 23-19 is our score. Rock Springs trailing Star Valley. We'll come back with halftime coverage right here on your home for Star Valley Sports, SVI.
Bill Neeb, I operate Teton Truss. We build roofing trusses, floor trusses, wall panels, and affordable homes. My relationship with Bank of Star Valley is very personable. I can call down to Thane, we're on a first name basis. I think Bank of Star Valley also uses character as well as credit score when it comes to making decisions. My dad once told me, going into business, you need a personal relationship with your banker, and I get just that.
Live coverage of Star Valley Sports on the SVI Sports Network is made possible by TerraPower, a nuclear innovation company. The Right Company, your local siding and gutter experts. Call Ready Mix, located north of Afton. Miles Beverage, proud to sponsor Star Valley Sports. Hillam Orthodontics, generations serving generations since 1966. And by Star Valley Glass and Lock, automotive, residential, and commercial glass.
At Fall River Propane, we're not just your propane provider. We're the ones who make sure life keeps moving. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference.
Halftime coverage is presented by Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, supporting local families and communities. Visit simplot.com.
Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine halftime show underway at Star Valley with a 23-19 lead over Rock Springs. Very interesting match coming in. Cross quadrant won't count in the regular season, but these are two teams that I expect to see sometime in regional tournament, maybe even at state. And Rock Springs has been off to a very strong start. They're a strong team, but Star Valley, I think, has responded and been pretty darn tough inside on the boards, drawing contact in the first half, and also playing the passing lanes, as we see Dylan Shumway forcing the issue, getting out and running, and putting Rock Springs on their back heels. It's been a very fun first half for Star Valley fans. Let's take a look at your stats, brought to you by Battleson Brothers Carpet Plus One, as we have 9 points from Dylan Shumway, just shy of 10 points. 9 points coming on 1 of 5 shooting. He's 4 of 6 from the free throw line. 1 rebound for Shumway and 1 steal as well. Other scorers, Roman Erickson started off with 4 points, the first 4 of the 6 points for Star Valley off 2 of 5 shooting. He has a rebound as well. Looks like we have 8 rebounds for Star Valley and all in the first half. Other scorers, Mason Kleeman had 4. He also played some very good defense. partially on Boston James and also on Teague Powell. Very good minutes off the bench for him today so far. Will Linford with 2 points. Lincoln Lydiard, quiet day so far as well. Just 2 shot attempts though. 1 steal. He's made one of those for 2 points. And those Zach Delgado with 1 field goal as well. He's got 2 points. So look at our Battleson Brothers Flooring Carpet 1 stats. Quality plus, quality price and service located a block south of the Arch in Afton. I don't have stats for Rock Springs, but I can tell you Boston James is not on the scoring board. And if he was, I should say, I might have missed 1 field goal, but I don't think he's gotten on the board yet. I can cross-check with the guy to my left here, Keith, at the break. He probably has that. But Star Valley came in absolutely trying to defend against a lot of 5-out. They've seen a lot of 4-1 high as well. They've answered the call. They've kept James out of the paint. They've forced him to rise, and so far the jumpers haven't been hitting. See a beautiful backdoor cut there by Delgado in transition. And talking with Coach Shumway over the week, transition was something he really wanted to do, get out and run, get some easy points. You got to get out and run and then have players fill the lane correctly. And look at that right there. Zach Thompson gets the foul call on that one, but really tough defense that Star Valley's been playing, and it's been fun to see. Halftime show brought to you by Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, bringing Earth's resources to life. Also, getting a look at our halftime showcase brought to you by Star Valley Health. We've got some youth basketball going on out there. Maybe some future starters on the court, but getting a whole shift change. Oh, I remember these days. You've got 3 teams of 5, and, well, they're all on the same team. So everyone 5 out, 5 in. Good stuff. Good stuff. Senior night here tonight in Star Valley as well. Oh, let's see if we can get a shot out here. No, a steal instead. Good youth basketball going on here in Star Valley tonight. Halftime show brought to you by Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Take a break and return. Get you ready for second half action as Rock Springs is trailing your Star Valley boys 23-19 on the scoreboard, brought to you by Bank of Star Valley. We return on your home for Star Valley Athletics, SVI Sports.
I'm Viola Jones. I'm the owner and baker of Sourdough Nest. One thing that helped us immensely was SVI Media. We were new to town and they didn't really know about us. If you're a new business or even an older business and you want people to know about you, you'll definitely get your money's worth to go to SVI. I appreciate SVI especially for their marketing and to help us out.
To learn more, visit svinews.com/advertising.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
The remodel of the hot tub at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton has been completed and is open for guests. Kodiak has also begun construction for a swimming pool and additional hot tub, which will open for guests only soon. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com. Star Valley Sports on SVI are presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisors Kyle Terry, creating tailored solutions to address your financial needs, and by Rusty's Tree Service, the tree removal experts. Call 248-2442.
Ever wish you could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi? Well, with Home Zone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, Home Zone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. Home Zone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
This is the Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine Halftime Show, bringing Earth's resources to life. Visit Simplot.com.
Still getting a look at our youth halftime basketball. Beautiful screen shown here. Look at this hub up at the middle. Lots of screening and moving. Now this is basketball, folks. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I don't know who these guys' coach is, but I'm really liking it. Not a lot of shots, but hey, you look for the right shot. A rejection here. Nice defense. Fun stuff happening here at halftime as Rock Springs, you can see down below, getting ready to come out and take the court as we take a look at some of our halftime highlights. Halftime brought to you by Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. I mentioned tomorrow's the day that most of the games are happening. That's usual. It's Thursday. That's the small schedule. But tomorrow in the West, we'll have Evanston at Kelly Walsh. Again, all cross in the West happening. So Evanston at Kelly Walsh at 5:30. I'm interested to see how that game goes for the reason that, okay, so Star Valley beat Evanston by 40. Rock Springs beat Evanston by like 10, 15 points, something like that. What I'm saying is Evanston, I don't know what team this is, so Kelly Walsh has been making teams look different, let's say, than maybe they have in other parts of the season. You sit against that runner offense. You got 2-3 zone defense, and this game is in Casper at Kelly Walsh. The hardest gym to gain momentum, I believe, in the state. And I can't say why. It's really hard against a Kelly Walsh crowd. And that gym is, man, airy. But interesting game for me tomorrow. I want to see where Kelly Walsh is at. They've struggled to get wins, but do they pull away against Evanston tomorrow? Do they not? Other games happening today in our conference. Jackson was at Green River. No score reported yet for that one. And then happening on the east side of the state on Friday. These games all count. I wish we would just go to this. They do have 7 teams. It can't really put that into a quadrant. You could have a try in a quadrant, but they don't mess with it. So all of their conference games count. Tomorrow we've got number 1 East at Sheridan. This could be a fun game. Sheridan was ranked high at those points in the year. Now East is the number 1 team. South is at number 5, Thunder Basin. Cheyenne Central's ranked 5th. They're at Campbell County. And that's your look at Friday basketball. And I think the top 5 for the wildpreps.com coaches and media poll, I don't think we have that graphic pulled ready at the poll. I don't think I sent this to Dave. But it's just been a who's who of who wants it this week. There was Rock Springs at number 2, as high as number 2 is 2 weeks ago, now unranked after a bad showing against Natrona and Kelly Walsh. But again, I want to see how Kelly Walsh does against Evanston tomorrow, because what are those Casper schools really like? This Star Valley team so far in quadrant, they've just fallen to Natrona County, a meeting with them maybe in regionals. And so that's why, what's this Rock Springs team look like? Where do you fit? It's all the bullying and jockeying that you have that comes with this cross quadrant play on the West that unfortunately, while it doesn't count like it does on the East side, except for tiebreakers, this is very valuable information that Star Valley is getting, and valuable experience as well, and all without Cooper Lancaster. 20 points per game is what Lancaster is averaging out of 60 points. So that is 33% of Star Valley's entire offense that they've had to replace today. And it's not like they've been scoring a lot. I think they've 24-19. They're fine bringing that score down, but we expected a lower score. I was talking with Coach Matt Shumway just yesterday, and I asked, what do we expect to see from this Rock Springs team as far as pace? And he thought this would be a lower scoring game, and he thought the defense would force possessions to drag out, and he just hoped that his team could match that energy. And it's been a good week so far. One half, though. Your coach coming out and everything's going so well. I don't know, but I have to imagine you got to be saying, all right, let's go do everything right again, because 5 points can be erased in a matter of moments. We've got 90 seconds till the start of the second half. Star Valley leading by a tally of 24-19. Boston James held to at most just 1 field goal. Might have that one jumper, might have none, averaging 18.6 points on the season. So for Rock Springs, while their offensive number 1 option has been playing, Star Valley's done a nice job of eliminating that option. Now, We'll see what Rock Springs does in the second half. I'm sure there'll be some adjustment, and I would be interested to see if we maybe see some more pick and roll with Boston's hands on the ball and trying to get maybe a switch of a defender to then attack, because Star Valley's been very, very tight defensively, mostly in man, with trying to keep James out of the paint, and he's had to mostly pull up. But I would be intrigued to see if Coach Lennon Spence does a little bit of hunting, or also I was watching their game against Riverton a couple of weeks ago, this being Rock Springs, and Coach Spence has another little fun offensive set that he'll run with, try to get the shooters going. A lot of motion all happening, kind of a little triangle happening over on the corner with a screen, roll out to the corner, see if you get a shot, then go high, then back screen, then go out. That might be something else we see, but Rock Springs was not incredibly active offensively in the first half, and I'd be surprised if we don't see a lot of different looks here in the second half as we get the third quarter started with Star Valley basketball. 23-19 there. I thought that was the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. A 3-ball on the corner, tried and missed as we start things off by Zach Thompson. A quick go-ahead and a layup made by Cortez. That was started with a great outlet pass off of the rebound by Purvis. Hezekiah Purvis getting that rebound, outlet pass, and hockey assist as it was a pass to a pass. Star Valley basketball, 21-14 the scores as we get into third quarter action, brought to you by REIC Rentals. Inbound for Thompson. Same starters in the second half for Star Valley. Roman Erickson, that fifth starter in place of Cooper, who is out today with an ankle injury. Zach Thompson, Lincoln Lydiard, Dylan Shumway, and Will Linford, the starting five. Air ball. Here's Cortez working quickly up the middle. Loses his dribble. Savon Thomas comes back with it. Tries to drive baseline and then look back out to James. That ball's tipped. Thomas goes to Cortez and runs right into Roman Erickson. He takes it, dishes off right side. Tried to get a little too fancy with it on the no look and led his man too far. That was Thompson trying to fill the lane to the right. And it's a turnover on force for Star Valley. Haven't been a ton of those, but every possession so important in a game like this. Savon Thomas to Purvis. He has no one on him, so drives in, penetrates, and then dishes off left side. Easy lay-in for Teague Powell. 4-1 run so far to start things off for Rock Springs. Elbow shot by Erickson hits the front of the rim and misses, and again a one-and-done opportunity for Star Valley. Rock Springs has Thomas under the hoop, passes up a shot under the basket, goes to Cortez for the three. Teague Powell with a rebound, then to Purvis. Short quarter, wide open shot by Savon. Scrambling around, that's why Savon Thomas was wide open there, but that's a go-ahead bucket for Rock Springs one way or another. A quick three. Star Valley not very active offensively here in this third quarter, brought to you by REIC Rentals. And here's Boston James, guarded by Lydiard. Hand off underneath and then work to the right corner. They do get a switch. He's got Roman Erickson on him. Teague Powell at the top. James drives against Erickson, and Roman does an outstanding job sealing. No foul call. Purvis comes away with it. Coach Spence for Rock Springs very upset on the no call. Great defense by Erickson, and up ahead in transition, Dylan Shumway lays it in to give Star Valley the lead again. 26-25 on the go-ahead layup. Nice defense by Roman Erickson as Star Valley continues to shut down Boston James here in the third quarter. We're back on SVI Sports Network.
Drive your career forward by joining the LCSD2 Transportation Department. We're now hiring for part-time bus aides starting at $16.75 per hour. Full-time route drivers earn $22 per hour, working only during the school year. Substitute driver and substitute aide positions are also available. Explore these rewarding opportunities and become a vital part of our education system. For more information, visit lcsd2.org and click Job Openings. That's lcsd2.org and click Job Openings.
Third quarter coverage on the SVI Sports Network is presented by REIC Rentals, formerly known as Black Mountain Rental. Visit REICSpecialty.com.
26-25, Star Valley back on top halfway through the third quarter, brought to you by REIC Rentals. Savon Thomas wants a three. Started to fall, then rolled out. Up ahead outlet from Roman Erickson off the rebound. Has Thomas. One-handed entry pass into the blocks right side. Turnaround shot, and Lincoln Lydiard finishes and draws the contact. We've got an and one opportunity for Lydiard, who had just 2 points in the first half. Taking a look at this entry pass, Thompson gives it to Lydiard, and he's got a much smaller defender. Fades away, and that's where Purvis hits him on the head, actually. Works against what ultimately becomes a double team, does Lydiard, and finishes for the and one. 3-point lead for Star Valley. Formerly known as Black Mountain Rentals, REIC Rentals, same employees, same great service with more resources to serve your needs. Missed free throw, and Roman Erickson tries to save it, but it never hit the rim, so that is a dead vault. Thomas inbounding for Rock Springs. He will take it across. Star Valley setting up in man-to-man. Thompson against Thomas. Rock Springs working from left to right in the second half. Scoop and work to the left and right. Savon Thomas does it himself and draws the foul. I still got to say, as we see the replay there, I would have rather he gone, if I'm Rock Springs, gone toward Boston James in the pick and try to get the ball into his hands. But Thomas goes in, likes what he sees, and hey, you're the point guard. You get to make the decision. Doesn't matter what I like. And one does not go, so Star Valley still up by 1 point. Transition. Star Valley has Shumway up ahead. It's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Cortez. It's under the bucket for Star Valley. 1 point lead on the bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Leading Rock Springs coming in at 11-3. Bounce pass to Shumway on the right corner. Has Cortez on him. Works it to the elbow and then passes back to Erickson. Setting up with a single man in the post. That's Erickson after the transition of Linford out and going to the top of the key. Flash to the left block. Post entry to Erickson. He's under the hoop. Gets it back to Shumway. Top of the key delivered from Zach Thompson. Misses. Loose ball. Thompson keeps it alive. Passes it to Lydiard. Thompson gets it back. Corner three and splashes it in. 31-27. Make it a 4 point lead in the REIC third quarter for Star Valley. Thomas drives, pulls up at the elbow. Beautiful pull up by, that was James. There you go. Boston James out on the left side. Great pull up. He's not been able to get any drive, but finally gets a pull up to go. Star Valley ball. Thompson with it. Man-to-man defense. Shumway has weak defense on him by Cortez, so he pulls, misses. Rebound, three ball by Lydiard is good. Lydiard shooting over 40% on the season from three, and there we go with a Fall River Orthodontics three-pointer. Thomas has been very aggressive here as he gets it to James, middle of the court, and a flash in for James, catch and shoot. That's one way they can get him the ball and off of a defender. Run him off of screens and get catch and shoot. Back-to-back buckets by Boston James, something to keep an eye on. 34-31, a 3 point lead as Shumway pulls. Airs it. Rebound, Lydiard wants another three off the board, but it's an air ball again. May have been tipped by Purvis. Savon Thomas out to the corner. That's Cortez. James was posting up in the left blocks. Win out, and in that time, on the hesitation, Erickson stripped the basketball. He'll take it the rest of the way and finish over the defense. 2-point bucket. There's James, has a screen by Purvis, takes it as Purvis rolls. A bump, 3-on-1 advantage on the steal, and fancy finish attempt. Erickson cannot. And Boston James is fouled after the rebound. Going back to the replay here to see the steal by by Roman Erickson. That was caused because Cortez was looking into the left block to deliver it to James. Boston didn't have great position, so he went up to the top of the key, and Cortez's Savon Thomas delivers down low out to the left side and whistled dead. Baseline inbound goes to James. He runs into two defenders. Roman Erickson on the defensive side. We got a 2-3 zone look for Star Valley. Boston James drives against it, pulls up again. This one rattles out. Well, with the 2-3 zone look there, James knew he would run into just a sea of defenders if he continued to drive in. So again, pulls up from about 9 feet out. Misses, rebound to Star Valley. They are attacking from right to left. A crossover by Erickson is picked by Cortez. And then in transition, Tate Lawson picks it. Kleeman down low as well. They miss him. Out to the right wing. A three ball put up and made. Lawson with the triple. Star Valley Orthodontics 3 extends the lead out to 8 points for Star Valley. 30 seconds left in the third quarter, brought to you by REIC Rentals. Savon Thomas hesitates, dribbles, goes under the hoop, reverses, and lays it up. Cuts the lead to 6 points. Erickson continuing to play point. Coach Shumway calling for a pick. There's Lydiard, he gets it. The pick and pop in the deep three, that was the set play, misses. And 3 seconds left. Star Valley has a second to shoot. Erickson got it off and it banks in. That's good. 42-33, a 9-point lead as Roman Erickson gets the rebound and then delivers. As we see the replay coming out of this, brought to you by Fall River Propane. Fancy work by Savon Thomas, but Roman Erickson coming back and getting the board and the three ball to give them a 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a minute on SVI Sports.
Discover the convenience and reliability of Star Valley Disposal and Royal Flush Septic for all your waste management needs. We offer comprehensive services, including residential and commercial trash removal, septic pump outs, and a variety of porta-potty options with optional cleaning schedules. Trust us for efficient and professional solutions. Visit StarValleyDisposal.com to schedule your service. That's StarValleyDisposal.com.
Whether you're courtside or mat side this season, it's also tax season. This is your Miles CPA tax tip. Filing an extension on your taxes only gives you more time to file your tax return. It doesn't give you more time to pay. If you owe taxes and wait to pay until you file or until the extension deadline, the IRS can and will charge you interest and possibly penalties, starting from the original tax date of April 15th. So even with an extension, it's smart to estimate and pay what you owe on April 15th to avoid extra costs.
Live fourth quarter coverage is provided by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com.
42-33. We'll get our own scoreboard updated momentarily. It's a 9-point lead coming into the fourth quarter for Star Valley. A three ball is waved off here as we've got a foul call preempting it. Foul called on the ground. Star Valley up by 9 points here as we enter quarter number 4. That's brought to you by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Inbound to Purvis, pops out to James, and, well, they sucked in the defense, and right where you want them, out to Boston James. Can't leave him open. 3 ball by James. He's got 7 points by my tally here in the second half. Down low, it's Kleeman working with it, and the Kevin McHale go baseline, go back to the bucket, and then step through baseline post-finish. Nice job there by Kleeman. Dave, go ahead and pop my sound on there. Boston James on the baseline. And a foul called going against Erickson on the hand check. Foul or otherwise, of course, that shot for Roman Erickson so big, and see Kleeman right here on the Fall River Propane replay. That is textbook. Get him high and then cut down and lay it in low unguarded. Been very impressed with Kleeman's game today coming off the bench. He forces another steal and then a bucket on the run by Dylan Shumway. Shumway, the senior, stepped up today in transition. He and Kleeman coming away with that, and then Shumway going the rest of the way, knowing he's getting hit. Finishes and runs in to the wall, or a post at least. There is obstructed seating still in Star Valley High School gymnasium. There are a few obstructions. Shumway for the and one. This would be a Fall River Orthodontics old-fashioned 3, wouldn't it? Well, it would, but it wasn't. Savon Thomas has it. Fancy work, cuts in left side, goes up into the air and finishes. He got upended. Interesting to be no call there. Must have forced the contact. They were just going to replay as a reach-in foul came in against Cortez. Fortunate there because it was almost a pocket picking against Lawson. 10-point lead. Maxson Brothers, Carpet One stats. Leading the way for scoring, Shumway right now with 14 points and Lydiard with 7. Roman Erickson second in scoring with 9. There is Erickson pulling up at the free throw line. Needs a little more on that one. It fell short, but an offensive rebound. That's by Lawson. Now Shumway getting in on the fun, and he'll be called for over the back. Well, I should preface that. There is no over the back. That's not actually a rule in basketball. You can look it up. He got called for a hit of the hand from behind. There is no over-the-back rule in basketball. You didn't know this until a couple of years ago, but one of the big misnomers. Anyways, back to the game. Boston James has it, working against a zone look by Star Valley. He goes up into the air, and a foul is called. Shumway has his hands up in the air. And we'll take a look at this as James drives in. And, well, I think that foul... He's certainly got hands on the ball, but you could maybe argue that there was not room to close out there, so maybe the reason for the call there. Overall, it looked like there was probably enough to warrant the foul call there. James takes his opportunity and hits the first free throw. 46-39. Misses the second, and Roman Erickson rips down the rebound. Won't be able to next year, but fourth quarter in Wyoming is slow the ball down time in most situations, at least in the west half of the state, sitting at 46-39 and 5:56 left in the quarter. Star Valley can and certainly couldn't fault them to try to stretch this game out possession-wise, but in the sense to try to get the best absolute position for a shot, maybe grab some fouls in the meantime as well. Star Valley, if that foul counts right on our board, already at 4. Rock Springs, that would be their 3rd foul of the quarter. Erickson inbounds to Lawson. Back to Erickson. He had a cut up to the left elbow. Missed it. Ball ricochets off of Lawson. And it's back to Rock Springs. 5:46 left in the fourth quarter. Star Valley leading by 7 points. James screens for Cortez, runs right into the defense of Kleeman, and Kleeman's probably all right there if he stays straight up and down. Mason gets in trouble here, as you see on the replay here, brought to you by Fall River Propane. He's in good position, and then when you come down, well, that's when they'll call the swipe. Not saying it's not your thought to try to go and get that basketball, but that's probably the reason there. Well, that is the reason for the foul call there. Otherwise, probably a difficult shot to make. First free throw is made. Second by Cortez goes in. So we're down to a 5-point game, 46-41. 9 points in the quarter for Rock Springs, compared to 4 for Star Valley. Now Shumway tries to run with it. He's rejected. Goes into the stands. That means there's an advantage for Rock Springs. Boston James wants a transition 3. The rebound is out and into Star Valley's possession. James tries that. It's last touched by Cortez, they say. No replay in high school basketball, so what they say stays. Zach Thompson with some man pressure in the backcourt. Sticking with man-to-man. Roman Erickson has Powell on him. Passes to Lawson. Back to Shumway. Savon Thomas, a very quick player against Shumway. And Dylan goes right at him and draws contact for the foul. It's been an ebb and flow of basketball where 10 years ago the three-point revolution was happening, so much so that we see at all levels now basketball is so spread out, players running around the three-point line, and that's led to a resurgence in what you saw with Shumway there as he makes his first free throw. The drive and draw contact and get that shot up. Just try to draw up the foul on attacking closeouts. Shumway was actually going against man pressure as opposed to a closeout there, but same principle. Saw a step, went at his man, and then put the hands in the air right at the hands of Thomas and got 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 48-41. Rock Springs basketball, moving from left to right on your dial on Swift 98. Streaming live on SVI Media, SVInews.com. Thomas inside, and a foul called on the ground prior to the shot. And I take it back. It was on the shot, so Thomas has 2. Misses long on the first free throw. The quick handles of the point guard, Savon Thomas. One of the leading options for this team from beyond the arc has been struggling this year, shooting just 20%, 45% from 2 and sub-50s from the free throw line. Misses to give Star Valley the possession, and they're still leading 48-41. Roman Erickson attacks and is rejected, stays with them. Erickson trying to make something happen there. Runs into a couple of defenders. And we've got a timeout taken. Star Valley needs to get their offense figured out just a hair. And that's what Coach Shumway wants to do. Talking it over right now. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 4:15 left in the game. Star Valley leads 48-41 on SVI Sports Network.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Hi, I'm Elise, and I've been dancing since I was 3, and I love it. I used to get nervous going places by myself, but I don't get worried anymore. Dance has helped me be brave and confident, and I am even on Desi's dance performing team now. I love being with my friends, and I love my teachers.
To learn more about how you or your child could not only develop their dance skills, but also develop as a person, visit desisdance.com. Youth and adult classes are available. That's desisdance.com.
Back underway here as Rock Springs comes up with a loose ball, 2-on-1 advantage. James takes the layup. No, smashes it in. He collected two-handed dunk, and it's 48-43. Of course, that gets the Rock Springs faithful on the road today to make a small minority cheer out there. Audibly heard nonetheless. Thompson bounces it to Erickson. He's led the way rebounding today. Zone look ties up Erickson, and Star Valley trying to attack the bucket. Rock Springs has been collapsing to the hoop well. So we get a look at this replay brought to you by Fall River Propane. A beautiful give by Teague up to James and two hands on the finish. Roman Erickson heads to the free throw line as that is foul number 5. Rock Springs quick into the bonus. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Local agents Andy Neild and Austin Callison. It's the land that sells, it's the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com. 10 points for Roman Erickson. And hits that to put Star Valley at an even 50 points in the game. And 11 points for Erickson in the contest. Rock Springs basketball down by 7. They've trailed just about this entire time. Briefly took the lead a couple of times in the first half. Second quarter, spin in by Cortez. 3 defenders on him. Gets hit from behind, loses the handle. Thompson comes away with a steal. Lydiard has to dribble away from Cortez, then to Thompson, nearly loses. Resetting at the top is Shumway. 5-second clock's ticking. Shumway backs up to reset that. Shumway drives into the high post, and we have a reach-in foul. Dylan looks like he got poked in the eye. No, it might be mouth, actually. Looks like he got smacked in the mouth. Well, I hate to say it, but teeth are a lot less important for a shooter than his eyes are, so I guess color me at least slightly happy that he's got both of his eyes working. Hope the teeth are all good. He's kind of putting that tongue over, feeling what's... Still have a tooth there? Am I bleeding? Yeah, don't you hate when you get knocked in the tooth and everything goes numb? That's what Shumway's dealing with right now. Misses the first free throw, gets ready for the second, and hits it. Shumway's at 17 points in the game and has been an offensive leader. Just 1 of 8 from 3. In fact, Star Valley's shooting just 25% from beyond the arc. Not their night, but Dylan has been an offensive creator and catalyst throughout the game, a lot like Ambry Nelson was for the girls in their win prior. Foul called puts Thomas at the line. Both teams in the bonus in the final 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Again, 1 year removed from a shot clock, so who knows how many possessions we have left in this 8-point game. The foul game should come into play at some point unless this game gets a little closer as Thomas misses the first free throw, and that's what Star Valley wants to avoid. Is they want Rock Springs fouling here in about a minute. They just need to hit their free throws. One of 2 trip, 51-44. Ways to go before Star Valley can worry about trying to hit their free throws in a foul game. But I would suspect maybe a 4 corners offense setup here. As Shumway takes it up high. Drives in. And called for a charge. Shumway aggressive. The clock stops at 2:24. Working against his man. He got a step on his defender Cortez, but then you see the post, plenty of time of Teague Powell to step in, collect his positioning, and take the charge. Easy call for the officials there. Well, I don't know that any calls are easy, but a straightforward call for the officials there. And the ball goes back to Rock Springs. Bank of Star Valley scoreboard, a 7-point lead for Star Valley. Down low, and Powell cannot handle the pass. Teague Powell goes high, but has the ball ripped through his hands. So a turnover for Rock Springs, fortuitous for Star Valley. Shumway and Roman Erickson, the two guards, working back and forth. We've got Zach Thompson as a third guard, running delay. Shumway was called for a charge last time down, attacking against his defender. This time he's got a post defender, so I won't be surprised to see him attack again, but you can see the Bob Cousy dribble around pre-shot clock strategy going on by Erickson and Shumway. They're more than content to just run this clock down and force the foul, and at 1 minute and 23 seconds is when the foul comes in by Luke Tate. Saw the writing on the wall. The second Shumway had the opportunity to blow into the paint as he was guarded by Powell, who was a post. And if you're Shumway, you should be able to beat him, and well, he did easily, and then curved back out, a little shallow cut back out to the right wing, because it's not about scoring right now. It's about taking seconds off the clock. Once you get to the free throw line, you'd like it to be about scoring there. A miss by Roman Erickson with 11 points and 6 rebounds in the game. He has been a big contributor today. Stepping in for Cooper Lancaster. Goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 52-44 on the Bank of Star Valley scoreboard. Powell gives it to Cortez, fires a 3. That's pretty. And we'll take a timeout. That's by Lennon Spence. Coach for Rock Springs taking that one. 1:14 left after that 3. It's a 5-point differential. Star Valley on top on the SVI Sports Network.
Battleson Brothers has new inventory on the way, so they need to clear out current stock to make room. Everything must go. In-stock LVP has been discounted to $1.99 to $2.99 per square foot. In-stock carpet is marked down to between $1.39 to $2.49 per square foot. Carpet and LVP remnants are also on sale for just 99 cents per square foot, located a block south of the Arch in Afton.
Price, quality, service, Battleson Brothers Flooring.
At Western, students don't just earn degrees. They experience growth, friendships, and opportunities. Western Wyoming Community College. Enter here with passion and leave with purpose.
Live fourth quarter coverage is provided by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com.
And trying to close out this Hayden Outdoors fourth quarter. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate bringing you fourth quarter action. Star Valley leading by 5 points with 1:14 left. And the stall game is on, at least it was last possession. Roman Erickson needs someone to come back and get the inbound. Zach Thompson does come back. Got a zone press 1-2-2. Employed by Rock Springs, and a foul in the backcourt with 1:07 left. An early foul for Rock Springs. They're opting to trust their shooters here. They just want the ball back and play the numbers of 2 free throws and then going for a 3. There's some good three-point shooters on this Rock Springs team, whether the numbers show it or not. It's been a slow start to the year. They're shooting 25% on the season. Shumway hits. $19 points for Dylan Shumway. 10 of 13 from the free throw line. I laid out a challenge for Star Valley and my keys to the game to get hit. And Dylan's taken that to heart. He's gotten hit. He's created contact today and 7 trips to the free throw line. I will take that. That is 13 of 18. He's accounted for 13 of those 18 free throws today, as a 2-pointer goes in for Rock Springs and a turnover by Star Valley trying to throw it over the defense. Goes out of bounds. Taking a look at this drive by Savon Thomas. Steps up from 17 feet and banks it in. Thomas working again. He's got a quick handle. Drives into the paint. Dishes out to Cortez. Close out by Shumway. Rebound by Lydiard. Excuse me, that's Linford, isn't it? Yeah, Linford on that. And the foul coming in on Rock Springs is Luke Tate. Sends Linford to the line for his first free throws. Has 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting, and 3 rebounds, does Linford. Hits the first. Down to 30 seconds left, and big free throws. Keeps the game at 2 possessions. This one could make it 3. And it does not. Still a 2-possession game as it rattles out. Boston James screening at the top. Goes out to Teague Powell. He tries a 3, airballs it. Nice box out by the Star Valley defenders of Shumway and Erickson. They'll take the inbound. Star Valley ball, 17 seconds left. And the quick foul coming in against Zach Thompson. Fun finish for this Star Valley team. And I promise you I will be asking Coach Shumway next week about, well, I guess they have to keep it up for Green River now, because if they don't go and get hit against Green River, I might forget about this game. But they've done a good job getting to the line today. And a lot of credit to Dylan Shumway for being the catalyst for a lot of those free throws, a lot of those paint penetrations. Free throw good. We're at 56-49. That's a 7-point game in 3 possessions with 14 seconds left. Now it's a management of clock that becomes the issue, that there just isn't enough time left. You get the timeout here. It's still a 2-possession game and 7 seconds left on the clock. We'll keep it right here. A beautiful step back, though, by Cortez. You know, that move used to almost always be called a travel. You didn't used to get those continuating steps if you weren't going up for the layup. But basketball keeps moving forward, and now if you're in the NBA, you get 2 steps on the step back. You get the gather and your step back, which is effectively 2 steps. No gather step in high school, but boy, I never even thought of learning a step back 3. In fact, we were taught about how terrible of a shot a step back was because of the momentum that it was taking away from you. And my, oh my, how basketball has changed within the 21st century. If you don't have a step back, then you're probably not playing basketball in 2026. 7 seconds on the clock, a 4-point game. 1-1-2-1 press for Rock Springs. Tries to go over the head and throws it away. Just not much time left, luckily, for Star Valley, as that 3-ball misses. A rebound into the air. Boston James gets it. But that is the game. 56-52. Star Valley walks away with a victory in this one. How about that? Gave up the lead a couple of times in the second quarter, but came back and led the entire second half, running away from it. Star Valley gets the 56-52 win. Let's jump into your post-game coverage. And we'll get to the player of the game as well. Looking for our Battleson Brothers Carpet One stats. 19 points for Dylan Shumway on 3 of 6 shooting inside the arc, 1 of 8 from outside. Tough day from beyond the arc, just 5 of 20 with Star Valley. They shot 46% from 2, though. And at the free throw line was where I really liked what Dylan Shumway was up to. 77%, 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Roman Erickson got to the line a couple of times as well, went 3 of 4 from there, 1 of 2 for Zach Thompson. to help close out that victory. Jumping into our postgame now with postgame show brought to you by Silver Star Communications. Silver Star Internet, better connected. Learn more at silver.com. I'm not sure if the mic was fixed, but I'm watching. Dave, if you want to give me the signal at any point, or I'm not sure if we're going down to the CPA, Miles CPA report. I've not had it today, so I don't think we will. So I'll just jump into my Star Valley Skidoo, player of the game, top quality products combined with excellent service. Standards. Visit StarValleySkidoo.com. Yeah, no interview, no mic. Sorry, Millie. You had the mic taken away from you. I'm sure you had good stuff, though. Save it for next time. My player of the game, pretty easy. That's the guy you see right there, Dylan Shumway. No Cooper Lancaster today. That a lot of times means the number 2 option needs to take a big step up and become a different player than they normally are. Shumway was that. He adjusted to the role of getting inside and creating. That's a lot of times what Cooper's challenged with. Get the paint touches, get the penetration inside. Well, it came tonight by way of Dylan Shumway, and 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Not only did he hit his free throws, you got to get there. And he made it to the free throw line time and time again as a whole. Star Valley aggressive. They took care of the ball, and they rebounded offensively today. 20 rebounds in the game on our stats. Battleson Brothers Carpet One stats. Thank you to Duke Dance out in an undisclosed bunker keeping our stats throughout the game. A win for Star Valley, 56-52. They defeat Rock Springs. As we head out of this Silver Star Communications postgame show, I'm Jake Hibbard. Thank you so much, and a couple of wins for Star Valley. They are back on the road Saturday, 4 o'clock, 5:30, taking on Green River. Should be a couple of great games. Join us, won't you? I'll see you there.